Welcome to Newport, Rhode Island, home of the Breakers. Newport is known for its Gilded Age mansions, rich maritime history, and role as America's first resort. There are grand houses in America. There are mansions, there are estates, and then there is the Breakers. The Breakers is not simply large, it is astonishing. It rises on the edge of the Atlantic like a Renaissance palace, commanding the cliffside with the confidence of old money, old power, and the belief that beauty could be made permanent. Completed in 1895, the Breakers was the summer residence of Cornelius Vanderbilt II, heir to the Vanderbilt Railroad fortune. Not a primary home, not a year-round estate, but a mere summer cottage. And yet this cottage holds approximately 125,000 square feet of exuberant Italian Renaissance revival splendor. 125,000 square feet designed not for practicality, but for awe. Step inside and you're greeted by the Great Hall, a soaring central space paneled in imported marble rising nearly 50 feet to a ceiling painted in light and myth. The great staircase curves upward with theatrical grace, as if designed for jewels, gowns, and entrances that stopped conversation. The house contains 70 rooms, although it doesn't feel as much like rooms as it does scenes. Each one a stage where the Vanderbilts and their guests perform the rituals of wealth at the height of the Gilded Age. There's the dining room, a masterpiece of gilded ornament, carved stone and shimmering surfaces. The room could seat dozens beneath crystal chandeliers as tall as a carriage. The walls are marble, the columns are marble, and even the mantelpieces are carved by European craftsmen who were brought to Newport specifically for this house. The morning room is filled with pale French elegance and luminescent platinum leaf. The effect is not loud wealth, but glowing wealth, a room meant to catch the sea light and scatter it like jewelry across the floor. The music room is designed for performances by the finest musicians in the world, with acoustics crafted to hold and carry sound. Imagine laughter, crystal glasses, the rustle of silk, and then the beginning notes of a private concert meant only for those fortunate enough to be invited. The library has the seriousness of inherited power. Dark wood, deep carpets, shelves filled with leather-bound volumes intended to impress both the mind and the eye. This was not a library for solitude. This was a library for presentation. Every inch of the breakers is intentional. Imported stone from Italy, carved panels from France, mosaic floors patterned by artisans who'd studied in Venice. More than 250 workers lived on site during construction, many of them craftsmen whose skills were so specialized they were considered national treasures in their own countries. And beneath all of this grandeur is an engineering marvel. The house was built with fireproofing innovations ahead of its time. Steel beams, copper sheathing, and concrete floors were used to protect the Vanderbilt fortune from loss. Cornelius Vanderbilt II had already suffered one devastating fire at a previous home, and he vowed, never again. The Atlantic Ocean crashes just beyond the terrace where sea spray meets carved limestone and gardens planned to look timeless. The house appears to rise from the cliff itself, eternal, immovable, a monument to the American Gilded Age. The Breakers is more than architecture. It's the declaration of an era, a moment when America believed it could rival the palaces of Europe and perhaps even surpass them. The Breakers is excess, it is beauty, and it is history that you can walk through. And once you see it in person, you understand why the Breakers is not just a house, it's a masterpiece of ambition, artistry, and the audacity of wealth.